August 27th. Do you ever get that when your eyes like sit do it to my ex? That's so gross. And I'm like, I know it has nothing to do with your sinuses, but sometimes that just happens. And I've been before. I'm very comfortable with the workings of my body, right? But I think that was something I think it was him or my sister. They didn't like it, and I go. Anyways, I know I'm not the only one. It happens, but I had a dream. I woke up and I'm like, what is the theme with this dream? Why am I dreaming this? What is the theme? And I just realized what it was. Failed relationships. But it was interesting because my ex wasn't in there. So maybe there's hope there? I don't know. But these were relationships that ended. Relationships that ended. Or where there's tension of some kind. That was a theme. There was more scenes, but that's what I remember. Could be right now. It was my client, the one who fired me, was there. And in my dream, though, we were having a follow-up session, like just to check in, which I thought was interesting. Just checking in. And but the thing is with her, she ended it. I was open to keep working on it, but she ended it. In real life. Because I'm trying to think about like the other themes with the other people. The other people, I ended some of them. One specifically. The other ones are like in limbo. It's more of this knowing that there's tension between us. And the disconnection was very secretive. Like, you know, no one said anything. So it started off with my client. My friend was there. Ex-friend. The one where I told her I'm not reaching out to you because I realized it was an imbalanced relationship from the start, right? I overgave more in the relationship, and it wasn't until I moved away, when I separated from my ex, that she realized it, and then she apologized for it, for our relationship having been unbalanced. And even after that, I was never one to reach out to her. She was always the one to reach out to me. She was there. Her daughter was there. And her husband, the person I had an affair with, was there. My cousin's, my ex's cousin, the one who, one of the dreams I just posted, I talk about how she was triggered because the one where it's all his family, but she's being highlighted in that dream because she's getting triggered with the news about the affair because of her childhood wounds. She was there. And for some reason it bothered me that we weren't even acknowledging each other. And it bothered me more than it bothered them. But, which is weird because I'm the one that, right? Like, I don't have contact with his cousin, who was triggered by me. But I told my friend, I told her, I'm not going to reach out to you. One, because I never did. I hardly ever did. And I told her, you are more than welcome to reach out to me if you ever want to. But I guess in the dream, there was like no acknowledgement. We were crossing paths. And so it bothers me more in the dream than it does now. So they were some. And I mean, I didn't really care about it. Her husband. I think I was more concerned with her. Because my interactions with her were direct with her. And my ex's cousin. My reaching out was more towards them, what I said. And he was somewhere there, but the other person that was there was my aunt, the one that I don't talk to anymore. She and I used to host a lot of the family events, big family events, like the holiday stuff. But with her, I mentioned the falling out came when I was just setting my limits and I was being honest about what I could and could not do. She wanted me to sponsor her for citizenship, and at that time I had already made the commitment to help someone else, and she got upset that I said no to her. And I just said, right now, like, I don't know what this process looks like. I already made a commitment to one person. And then when that fell through, I actually went back to her. I said, hey, that didn't go through. They pulled out. Did you want to, I can offer it to you now, because I didn't know what her situation was. And I never heard back. I was like, oh, okay. It is what it is, right? I took the silence as a no. And I never heard back. And then after that, every time we we crossed paths, she was uncomfortable. She was uncomfortable, and I wasn't the only one who noticed it. And I made a comment to my sister-in-law, and I said, something's up with her, because, and it was during COVID, so we weren't really connecting. We didn't have family events or anything. We weren't planning anything. But I remember telling my sister-in-law, I was like, I think she's bothered, but I'm not sure. She doesn't say anything. And she's one to hold grudges. She won't say anything, but she'll hold a grudge. And for me, I was just like, oh, I have stuff. There was like so much happening. So I was just like, I just can't address this. She was in my dream. But in my dream, I think because last night I scrolled through Instagram. At night I do it more at night. And I don't even do it very much, like, long. I think when it's met, I get caught up with the funny scrolls, and then I send it to my sister, my sister-in-law, and my B. That's my way of, like, connecting with them. Like, we don't talk or anything. That's just my, like, this is funny, look, send it. And that's how we connect for the most part. And it's just them three. I mentioned that I don't have a big pot of friends. And so So in my dream, so last night I scrolled and I saw that my aunt posted that she's saying yes, that she's getting married, and I was like, what the heck? I was like, what the heck? I thought she was already married. I was told she was already married. My mom told me she was married. And that threw me off. And I was just like, what the heck? That doesn't make sense. And then one, I'm surprised that she's even posting, because she doesn't usually post about her personal life. So I'm just noticing this change and wondering, I'm like, how do I feel about that? Because I was under the impression they were married. And that's the reason why I had, and I wonder if that's what offended her. Right? When she asked me to sponsor her, I was under the assumption that she was already married. So I said, well, what about your husband? Right? What about him? Like, I don't understand why you're asking me. I'm over here thinking they're married, right? Makes sense. She didn't respond back. So, these. Excuse me. So anyways, so she was in my dream. And it was just them. It was just them. And there was a slight bothersome. Like, it wasn't significant. It was bothersome. It was bothersome that we had the relationship like that. It more so in my dream than it is now. But again, it was so interesting. So I'm wondering if it's a healing dream to kind of evoke bothersome. I wonder, to evoke whatever little bit is left, because it's not this significant, distressing feeling. It's more bothersome. Like, it just bothers me. Compared to before. I think it bothered me a lot more before, for each of them. Wherever our paths was at the beginning of the conflict. So I thought that was interesting. It took me a bit. I'm just like, what is the connection? What is the connection? The other weird thing that I don't know what it means is my mom was on the freeway and she was driving against traffic on the same lane. And I remember calling out to her. I'm like, Mom, you're going the wrong way. You need to turn your car around. You're gonna crash. And I was trying to help her turn the car back around. That was a little worrisome. Yeah. There are other small details, but I can't put my finger on it. So anyway, I just wanted to record that. And I think that was a healing dream. Because I know, like, with my client, I think that one yesterday, it was still replaying. Snippets were still replaying in my head about it. Oh. So, we'll see. I need to get ready.
Hey you, my name is Yubi and I use she, they pronouns, and you've just finished watching a clip from my video diary entries where I'm documenting my healing journey as I learn how to navigate my spiritual awakening. I have learned that this experience and process is unique to each and every one of us in whatever way we are embracing living our truth. This just happens to be my journey. And despite me having a graduate degree and a license in clinical social work, this by no means is intended to replace any type of formal mental health advice. This is just me on a personal level, shedding light on the truth that I am learning and discovering for myself as these experiences unfold, and really inviting you along for the ride. Please know that there is a time gap between when these videos post and my real timeline, and also that these clips build upon each other similar to chapters in a book. So if you find yourself lost or confused, feel free to click on the playlist section or the link below where you can jump around, check out the other chapters, and or catch up. Also, please know that you're more than welcome to check out my website, www.youbecominghealed.com, where I've gathered all of this information, my background experience, and education to create online self-paced courses to help you on your healing journey wherever you are. You're also more than welcome to check out my other YouTube channel at You Becoming Healed, where I've entertained a podcast, including clips from these courses so that I can make this content accessible to more and more people. Please click like, subscribe, and share this content so again it reaches more people, with the hopes that other people will resonate and connect with the healing journey and the stories shared so that they don't feel alone in their own process. I thank you in advance. I'm grateful to you, and I wish you well.